by one of the best safeties in the league, point blank, New York's Jets, all-pro Jamal Adams. What's up, man?
What's
Welcome
up, brother,
to the
man? Appreciate it, man.
Couple.
Again.
Now, excuse my abruptness or whatever. You were on the show with us here last year.
Yeah.
I know you want to be here this week for different reasons.
Yeah,
you know?
no doubt,
So
man.
what do you guys have to do to get to the point where you're playing in this game rather than always here on the radio?
Yeah, man. Obviously, man, it's bringing in some names. You got to bring in some guys, man. You got to take chances. You got to roll the dice on certain guys, and we got to fill these holes, the holes that we're struggling in, and we got to get better. Simple as that.
But you guys did turn the second half of the season was better,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Because Sam Darnold had mono, and all that stuff that was going on. But you did, the second half gave you some hope for next season because you did finish right.
Yeah, no doubt.
season.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a confidence builder, but we don't need that, man. Like you said, man, enough confidence builders.
You need to win.
We need to win. It's simple as that. It's no excuse. It's been too long. The city of New York, they deserve it. And it's time to turn it around.
Now, you had some issues with the team. You heard your name was in, it wasn't like they were shopping you, but just they weren't like, absolutely not. Don't even ask us about Jamal Adams. And you had an issue. How are you feeling now about the situation and all that?
Did they explain it to you or?
They explained their side and I explained my side. Man, at the end of the day, I understood it was a business. Everything was about respect with me. It wasn't anything else. Just respect.
Does that mean you want them to tell you from the get-go?
I just think it should have been a better communication.
Okay.
And Joe Douglas and I had that conversation. We could have had better communication on just between us two. You know what I mean? And I think that's what it's about. And do we regret what happened? No, but we understood, that we needed to move forward. And there's no bad blood. But obviously, I did have a problem with it, but we addressed it. We understood that communication was something that we needed to get better at, and we move forward.
Okay.
The AFC East could be up for grabs. Tom Brady's on his way to San Diego, I think. I'm just saying. I mean,
Chargers.
The Chargers, right? But if Tom Brady doesn't return it would be a changing of the guard in New England, obviously, and it would be an opportunity. Sam Darnold. And I know Buffalo last year made the playoffs, so they're a good team. But you would have a chance at the division.
Yeah, 100%, man. Obviously, Tom, if he did leave, which I think he deserves to, look for different opportunities out there because he definitely should not take the home discount. Because
he did it his whole career.
Yeah, you're right, but he's past it, man. I think he's kind of over it. I think that he wants something a little bit different, and it wouldn't shock me if he stayed. But definitely, if he left, man, that would be a plus for us for sure.
What is it like to face him? Because he's widely recognized as the GOAT.
No,
and
Joe
I want your
GOAT.
opinion when I'm done asking the question. I want your opinion first on is he the GOAT or who is the GOAT?
Yeah.
But if he is or not, he's not the most physically gifted quarterback in the league by any stretch. So what is it about him that makes him so good, so difficult to defend? Yeah. And again, start off with who's the GOAT?
Yeah, he's definitely the GOAT. You know.
Okay,
what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah, he's
Joe
definitely
Montana's
You hear that?
4-0. 11 touchdowns, no picks, 3 MVPs. He's 4-0. Joe Montana's not the GOAT.
He's the GOAT too, man. There's a lot of them out there, man.
Hold on.
We don't do that on the Odd
Couple. One or the other.
You got to pick somebody.
For me, it's time because I played against him. I've seen him play. So, but yeah, your guy, man, Joe is from what I hear, he's a bad boy.
No, he's number 2.
He's a bad boy. So at the end of the day, man, it's definitely. He's the ultimate competitor, man, and he deserves to be paid for what he's done. If not, he's the best to ever go through that organization, and it's. I hate playing against him, but I respect the hell out of him.
What is it about him though that playing against him makes it so hard?
He's seen so much ball. You know what I mean? He's seen every coverage and you can't disguise versus him. It's very tough. So the best thing to do is get pressure on him, get him off his spot. But when he's on a rhythm, man, and he's just throwing it like we playing 7-on-7 out there, man, he's dangerous.
But we're joined by Jamal Adams, New York Jets, all-pro safety on the Odd Couple.
The big thing too is like there's a tug of war from some people. It's about Bill Belichick. It's about Tom Brady. Say Tom Brady does go to L.A. and play for the Chargers, and they get to the Super Bowl or they win a Super Bowl in the next couple of years, don't you think that would up the ante on where he is and his legacy if Tom Brady could do it without Bill Belichick?
100%, and that's the battle you're playing with, right? So you don't know what Tom is thinking. You don't know what Bill Belichick is thinking. So I think that is the competitive juice right there. You know what I mean? I think Tom could say, "Hey, man, I want to go show that people that I don't need Bill." You know what I mean? Vice versa. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen.
Now you're a safety, not a corner. But what'd you think of the Darrelle Revis, Richard Sherman beef? I mean, how you know
during the game, it seemed kind of
honestly, man. I think that I think everybody should just show love, man, and appreciate each other, man. You know, I look back and people always talk about Kobe, they talk about rest in peace to his soul. They talk about Kobe. They talk about Jordan. They talk about LeBron. Man, just appreciate greatness. Right. You know what I mean? You can't appreciate it enough. And I think that players shouldn't bash on one another. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, just show love, respect his game. If you don't respect his game, move on from it. You don't have to bring anybody down because at the end of the day, you're not gonna win by that. You know what I mean? It's gonna make you look bad. But I have so much respect for both of those guys. I just wish, people, and this is not the only time I've seen this happen. There's plenty of guys that talk down on players and don't like this player or what he does, or it's jealousy, envy.
Too much
right.
Credit.
At the end of the day, man, just show love, appreciate the game, man. That's what I'm about.
I know you Jets, and we're going to talk about really quick Eli for the Giants. But I always say a lot of people diss his career. And I think he is a clutch player who won 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, also had made 2 of the greatest throws in Super Bowl history, and beat the 18-0 Patriots and beat Tom Brady twice. How's he not a Hall of Famer? Like, when I hear people talk that he ain't a Hall of Famer, I think they're crazy.
No, they are, because he like I said, he's never complained about anything. All he does is put his head down and grind. He was a clutch player for sure. I think he's a Hall of Famer in my book. Because I was a Giant fan growing up. That's all I knew. And just seeing him win those 2 Super Bowls was outstanding. And then you can't take away from the play when he escaped the pocket.
And made that right.
David Tyree, man. It's stuff like that you
They always say, that was lucky. And I said, that wasn't a touchdown that win the game. He still had to throw to Plaxico to win that game.
Or you can look at Manningham when he threw on the sideline.
That's one of the greatest throws,
one of the greatest throws. So you can't take away from
You hear that,
man.
Chris?
Look, I agree he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, he's the president of Eli Manning fan club.
Okay.
No, I
do have him in the Hall of Fame.
No, but I grew up in Queens. I grew up as a Jets fan. I'm from New York originally. So I grew up as a Jets fan. So I was never a Giants fan. But I recognize Eli because it is about, I tell Chris all the time, sports has a short menu.
Yeah.
It's wins and losses,
no doubt.
not all that other stuff, right?
No doubt.
Remember that.
No, I know.
Because whenever it comes to some other debates, you don't want to hear that.
Right.
All right, Jamal, you here on behalf of New Era. You got a fresh New Era.
Oh, my
cowboy.
goodness.
And tell us about that. Yeah,
man. So I've been, teamed up with New Era for 2 years. It's been nothing but love and one big family. And we teamed up with, Team Wilson, man. And obviously you can see on the brim we got the football leather.
This is nice.
And you got the W on the side to represent it to celebrate the 100th season. This is pretty cool, man. And obviously New Era always does it big. The best of the best out there, man. So. Brought you guys 2 hats, man. You can take it home, man. Beautiful hats, man, for sure.
Only problem when you put the football on the brim, Chris will probably fumble a hat. He touches the ball. But you know what? I want to give a shout out to Alex from New Era. He did our show, The Odd Couple hats.
Yeah.
And he did a great job.
That's dope,
That's my man right
That's
there.
dope. Yeah,
no
good
doubt
dude
about
right there.
it.
No doubt.
We got to get Jamal an Odd Couple hat.
Yes, we'll
Let's
do
it.
that.
Let's do
For
it.
real.
Let's do it.
What's happening, y'all? It's Chris Broussard.
I'm Rob Parker.
And we are
The Odd Couple. Check us out as often as you can on YouTube.
And always remember, I'm Oscar, and he's Felix.
Oh, man. Are you serious?